From a distance, it looks like a heavy expedition truck parked on the edge of nowhere. Tall tires, a reinforced body, a quiet industrial shape, but then the rear stabilizers touch the ground. The side walls begin to move, and from the roof, a hidden structure rises slowly into the air. What looked like a motorhome becomes something closer to a private field station, a luxury residence, a survival vehicle, and, as we will see later, a mobile observatory with one feature almost no expedition RV has ever attempted. This is not a traditional motorhome. It is not designed for polished campgrounds, concrete pads, or weekend resort parking. This is the Aether Ridge 8X, a fictional, ultra-luxury expedition motorhome concept built around the kind of heavy vocational truck platform normally used for construction, oil field work, and severe-duty hauling. The idea is simple. Take the strength of a commercial Class 8 truck, add the self-sufficiency of an off-grid expedition vehicle, then finish the interior like a private mountain lodge. But the most interesting part is not the size. It is what the vehicle does after it stops moving. The base would be a Peterbilt-style heavy-duty chassis, stretched and converted into an 8x8 expedition platform. This is the kind of truck architecture chosen when durability matters more than elegance. The hood is long, the cab is tall, the frame rails are massive. Everything is designed to carry weight, absorb punishment, and keep working in conditions that would destroy a normal RV. The body would measure roughly 42 feet long, 8.5 feet wide in travel mode, and nearly 13.5 feet wide in travel mode, and nearly 13.5 feet tall before the roof system deploys. That makes it longer than many city buses, taller than a standard highway coach, and heavy enough that it would require careful route planning before every trip. Parked next to a pickup truck, it would not look like a camper. It would look like the support vehicle for an Arctic drilling crew. The exterior body is built from a welded aluminum subframe with carbon composite insulated panels. The lower sections use stainless armor panels and replaceable impact skids. The windows are small, deeply recessed, and triple glazed. Not because it is trying to look aggressive, but because glass is always the weak point in a remote vehicle. There are 2 slide-outs on the passenger side and 1 on the driver's side, but unlike normal RV slide-outs, these are short travel structural modules designed to lock into the main frame. They do not simply create space, they become part of the building. And that matters, because this vehicle is designed to live for weeks without support. At the front, the truck uses a large diesel engine in the 500 to 600 horsepower class, paired with an automatic heavy-duty transmission and a 2-speed transfer case. Torque is the real story here. On steep gravel climbs, muddy access roads, and high-altitude passes, torque matters more than speed. The Aether Ridge 8X would not be fast. It would be deliberate. Permanent all-wheel drive sends power to 4 driven axles. Locking differentials help keep the vehicle moving when 1 or 2 wheels lose grip. The suspension would use a combination of heavy-duty airbags, long travel dampers, and hydraulic leveling rams. This is not rock crawler suspension, it is expedition suspension. The goal is not to jump boulders. The goal is to move a luxury apartment across broken terrain without twisting the body into pieces. The fuel capacity would sit around 300 gallons, split between protected saddle tanks. At an estimated 5 to 7 miles per gallon, range could land between 1,500 and 2,000 miles in ideal conditions. That sounds impressive, until you remember that filling the tanks could cost more than some used cars. But the Aether Ridge is not trying to be efficient, it is trying to be impingent. Behind the cab, the living module changes the entire character of the machine. When the slide-outs deploy, the interior opens into a wide central lounge with panoramic seating, a recessed media wall, heated stone-look flooring, and acoustic wall panels finished in walnut, leather, and brushed aluminum. The design language is not flashy. It feels closer to a private alpine lodge than a show coach. The living area uses deep, low seating with storage underneath. Every cabinet has mechanical latches. Every drawer is designed to stay closed on rough roads. The ceiling hides soft indirect lighting, ventilation channels, and a structural support grid for the roof system above. The kitchen sits on the driver's side. It includes induction cooking, a compact convection oven, drawer refrigeration, a freeze-dryer drawer for long expeditions, and a filtered water system fed by both internal tanks and external purification equipment. The countertops are lightweight composite stone. The backsplash is stainless. The sink is deep enough for real use, not decorative use. This is a kitchen for someone who may be parked 4 days from the nearest store. Past the kitchen is a compact command office. It has satellite internet hardware, radio controls, navigation screens, drone charging bays, and a fold-out work surface. This is where the vehicle stops being just a motorhome and starts feeling like a mobile operations base. But the rear section is where the build becomes unusual. The primary bedroom occupies the back third of the living module. A king bed sits sideways across the coach, surrounded by storage walls, blackout panels, and insulated windows. The bed platform is vibration isolated from the chassis, which means the room feels less like a truck and more like a small ship cabin. The bathroom is split into 3 zones: a dry vanity, a sealed toilet compartment, and a full wet room shower with heated walls and a recirculating water mode. That water system matters. In a normal RV, a long shower is a luxury. In a remote expedition vehicle, it is a calculation. The Aether Ridge solves this by filtering and reheating shower water in a closed loop, allowing comfort without draining the main tanks. But the real reveal is above the bedroom. At the beginning, we saw the roof rise. This is the Skydeck Observatory. With the vehicle leveled on hydraulic rams, the roof pod lifts upward and unfolds into a private observation deck surrounded by low safety glass and windscreens. One side contains a compact dining platform. The other hides a stabilized telescope mount beneath a weatherproof hatch. At night, in the desert or mountains, the Aether Ridge becomes a mobile observatory, not just a rooftop patio, a controlled, stabilized, elevated viewing platform designed for remote skies. And underneath that deck is a second surprise. The rear wall opens downward into a ramp, revealing a compact hidden garage. It is sized for 2 electric trail bikes, recovery gear, tools, spare tires, and a small reconnaissance drone system. The garage floor has tie-down tracks, drain channels, and a built-in wash station. This solves one of the biggest problems with massive RVs. Once you arrive, the vehicle is too large to move casually, so the Aether Ridge carries its own escape vehicles. The third feature is the deployable solar array. Instead of placing every solar panel flat on the roof, the Aether Ridge uses folding wing panels that extend from both sides of the upper body. When deployed at camp, they form shaded awnings and increase solar exposure. With storm mode activates, the wings fold tight against the body and lock behind armored edge rails. That brings us to the fourth feature, storm mode. With one command, the deck lowers, the solar wings retract, the slide-out seal, the window shutters close, and the suspension drops the body slightly closer to the ground. The motorhome becomes a compact, insulated shell designed to wait out wind, cold, dust, or heavy rain. It does not make the vehicle invincible, but it makes it far more serious than a luxury coach with off-road tires. Still, the drawbacks are not small. At over 40 feet long and likely well above 50,000 pounds fully loaded, this machine would be difficult to park, difficult to service, and impossible to hide. Many forest roads would be too narrow, old bridges could be a problem, soft ground would require caution, and in cities it would be a liability. Fuel consumption would be brutal, tire replacement would be expensive, insurance would be specialized, and every custom hydraulic, electrical, and structural system adds another failure point. This is the central contradiction of the Aether Ridge 8X. It is built for freedom, but that freedom requires planning, money, mechanical knowledge, and a tolerance for complexity. Estimated costs would likely fall between $3.8 and $5.2 million, depending on the chassis, composite body, battery bank, solar system, interior materials, communications package, and custom roof observatory. Could it be built? Yes. Would it be easy? No. The chassis technology exists. The luxury RV industry already builds multi-million-dollar interiors. Expedition builders already understand composite bodies, off-grid systems, and remote travel. The difficult part is integrating all of it into one reliable vehicle without making it too heavy, too tall, or too complicated to maintain. Feasibility score a 2 out of 100. The concept is mechanically realistic, but expensive, specialized, and engineering heavy. The observatory deck, garage, and storm mode systems would need serious testing, but nothing here is pure fantasy. It is the kind of machine that could exist if a client wanted a motorhome less like a camper and more like a private expedition headquarters. So the question is simple. If money, fuel, and parking were not the problem, would you travel across the world in the Aether Ridge 8X?